everyone. For today's episode, I'm going to show you how to make this heavenly mango cake that is so light and fluffy. It's not too sweet. I promise you're going to be wanting for a second slice. So these are for our cake ingredients. So let's begin by melting our cream cheese. So we're just going to go ahead and put together the milk and the cream cheese into the pan and simmer it over low heat. So now let's give it a good stir until the mixture is silky smooth. We're going to sift our flour as always. Next, we're going to separate our egg yolks from the egg whites, and we want to be very careful with this. We don't want to break our egg yolks, because if a single drop of egg yolks got mixed into the egg whites, that's it. We're going to have to start again. So now we're going to heat up our oil. We want it to be hot but not burnt. We want it to be hot where when you pour it over the flour it sizzles, but you don't want it to be burnt either. Alright, let's go ahead and pour our hot oil over our flour. Did you hear the sizzle? That's the sizzle we wanted. Just gonna mix this. So as you can see, there's big lumps right here. It kind of look like pasty, but this is the consistency we wanted. So we're just gonna keep stirring it. And then next we're going to add our sugar. Let's add our milk and cream cheese mixture. And now let's go ahead and give it a good stir. As you can see, there's big lumps over here, so we really need to make sure that all those lumps go away by just stirring it constantly. And now we're going to add our egg yolks. Ta-da! Look, the lumps went away. It's magic. So now let's go ahead and add our mango extract. I used the Butterfly brand, which I got from Amazon. Alright, time to stir again. Look at that beautiful golden color. It truly looks like a mango color, isn't it? So now it's time to beat our egg whites. We're gonna make our meringue. This is the secret for a fluffy cake. So once the foam starts to develop, we'll go ahead and add our cream of tartar. So now the foam of the egg whites is slightly thicker. So now this is the right time to add our sugar. All right, our egg whites almost done. Almost done. So we want our egg whites to be soft peaks. So now we're going to divide our egg whites into thirds. And so right now I'm just eyeballing it. So basically this is the first third of the egg whites that I want to fold in to the batter. So we want to make sure that when we fold this in, we want to be gentle. So we're just going to go ahead and use the whisk to fold it in and just continue folding it gently. So our batter right now is really well combined and it's smooth. And so it's time for us to pour it into our pan. So right here I'm using a 8x3 pan, which I lined it with a parchment paper. And we're just gonna go pour our batter in gently. Alright, so let's go ahead and give it a good tap to release the air bubbles so we can achieve a finer crumbs in our cake. In a preheated 350-degree oven, I also included a water bath. We're going to slide in our cake pan. So depending on your oven, it takes about 45 minutes to an hour to bake this cake at 350 degrees. So for me, my oven, it takes about an hour. So our cake is done. So this is how the cake looks like after it has been cooled down for a while. So now we're going to prepare our mango mousse frosting, and these are the ingredients. And so right here I have 3 large mangoes. I really prefer to use the Atolfo mango, but when I went to the grocery store there's none available, so I just picked whatever's available, and I think these are the Mexican mangoes, I believe. So now I'm just gonna go scoop out some of the pulp from these mangoes. Some of these I'm gonna use it later for the garnishings, and some I will place it over here in the little cup where I could puree it using a stick blender. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and puree our mango. Right now, I'm using a handheld stick blender. You could use a traditional blender if you like. So right now, we're just going to go ahead and squeeze a teaspoon of lemon into our mango. This is to prevent the mango from browning. Then give it a good stir. So now we're going to sprinkle our gelatin powder over a 1/4 cup of cold water and give it a good stir and set it aside because we're going to mix it later in our mango puree. Alright, so right now let's go ahead and simmer our mango puree. We're going to simmer it over low heat and just wait till it boils slightly like this. And then let's go ahead and add our 1/4 teaspoon of our salt. then 2 tablespoons of sugar if you like. You can opt this out if you want. But since the mango I chose is kind of like on the sour side, so I wanted to sweeten up a little bit with 2 tablespoons of sugar. Then next, let's go ahead and add our gelatin that we set aside a while ago. And then give it a good stir until all the gelatin are melted. So now let's prepare our heavy whipping cream. So over here I got a chilled bowl which I chilled in refrigerator for about 10 minutes. So now in goes the 2 cups of heavy whipping cream into this chilled bowl. And then we're going to add our 3/4 of a cup of white sugar. And then now we're just going to go beat our heavy whipping cream until we reach our desired consistency. So now let's go ahead and add our gelatin mixture, which actually consists of 2 teaspoons of gelatin powder with 1/4 cup of water. So now the heavy whipping cream is in soft peaks. And so this is where we're going to stop beating. Next, let's go ahead and add half of our mango puree, because the other half we're going to reserve it for our frosting later. Using this wire whisk, we're just going to fold it gently until the mixture is well blended like this. Alright, let's prepare our cake. We're going to take it out from the pan, get it ready so we can cut it. So this is how it looks like after I split it into half. Look at those fine crumbs. So I went ahead and frosted the first layer of our cake. What I'm doing right now is piping a border at the edge of our cake because I will going to pour some mango puree later in the center of the cake. So I'm just going to go pour the mango puree over here on the top of our first layer. Then I'm just gonna go scrape it, just try to level it off and just kind of like push it all the way to the border. Then now I'm just gonna go ahead and put the second layer on the top of it. Then we're gonna go ahead and repeat the process just like what I did with the first layer. So right now we're just spreading the frosting on the second layer. Y'all, this mango mousse frosting is so yummy, I could just eat them by itself. So I'm just gonna go smooth out over here on the sides by using the scraper. So now our cake is fully frosted. So over here I'm just trying to place some decoration or some toppings. And these are some of the mango puree that I pour over here on the top. And then right now we're just going to go smooth it out again, level it off. And place some of those mango garnishings that I reserved from earlier and place it right here at the center. Using a brush or pastry brush, we're gonna dab some of those mango puree into those garnishings to prevent it from drying out. There you have it, guys, our mango mousse cake. Doesn't it look pretty? Over here I just finished it up with mint leaves. Ooh, I can't wait to taste it. Well, I hope y'all are here with me so we can taste it together. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and please give this recipe a try. I promise you won't regret it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.